Here's your daily updates. Newsman Dennis Daly offers his take on the events of the day in another daily video blog.
Hi again, everybody. I'm standing at the corner of Ramon and El Cielo here in Palm Springs. Actually, I'm standing in the yard of my original apartment building here. You remember this intersection. It was where that one-legged Vietnam veteran in a wheelchair holding an unloaded rifle with a Bible on his lap was holding up a sign that said we ought to do away with federal government. Well, I've come here for another reason, because a lot of people who visit here or live in the Coachella Valley don't really look at the map of the valley and notice that it's divided into a checkerboard of sorts. Right now, I am standing on Indian land. And if I were to cross El Cielo, I would be back in non-Indian territory. Walk across Ramon, and I'm back on the reservation. Cross the street again, and I'm back on non-Indian land. Come back across Ramon, and here we are back on Indian territory. What impact has this had on the community and on the tribe that used to own this entire area? The obvious answer to that question is based on events surrounding the coming of the first non-Indian settlers. Interaction with the Spanish came first. It even influenced the names that many in the tribe use today. And the name of the tribe itself, the Agua Caliente Indians, Spanish for the Hot Water Indians. Eventually, some locals would take on Spanish surnames. Mormon missionaries arrived at the edge of the valley just before the Civil War, and the railroad came in 1875. But even before that, the valley was a major stop on an early wagon trail from LA to the east. Even though many in the tribe found jobs in helping to build the railroad, they were in a way sealing their own fate. The coming of the railroad created the checkerboard land-owning effect. Back then, huge acreage was given to the railroads as an incentive to lay more track, and Washington often felt the need to reservationize Indian tribes. The Hot Water Indians were essentially given what was left over after the land was given to the railroad. The immigrants also brought diseases. Smallpox killed many Native Americans. Just after the Civil War, there were about 70 members of the tribe left. After World War II, that number had dwindled to 50. Today, the native population is closer to 250. As cities began to form in the valley, land ownership within those cities often put local tribes members at odds with city government, creating an adversarial situation that benefited nobody. Tom Davis is the Chief Planning and Development Officer for the tribe. He says that eventually city and Indian officials were able to work out plans for sensible use of valley lands.
In 1977, the tribe and the city somewhat buried the hatchet in a way and signed the first land use agreement between an Indian tribe and a municipality. And we have now, since the tribe reservation overlaps Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, and parts of Riverside County, we have land use agreements with all four of those entities.
But with the coming of the Europeans, the Hot Water Indians saw their lives and their fortunes changed forever. They saw their God-given lands cut up into some crazy quilt checkerboard. Then with urbanization in the area, they saw their part of the checkerboard largely ignored, and they were treated as if they were second-class citizens. But the tribe has come back with a vengeance, becoming a vital player here in the valley, and it says it has big plans for the future. I'm Dennis Daly with your Daily News Update.